Hello everyone, and welcome back to another installment of Life Stories. My name is Jesse, and I'll be filling in for Trent today as he's a little under the weather. Let's wish him a fast recovery, and he should be back shortly. In the meantime, we've got more stories from the deep dark depths of Reddit/entitled parents. You know how it goes. Buckle in, cause we're getting started now. Our first story is titled, My EM Gets Hit with Reality Regarding Cvoid-19 and Asians. Hey guys, I've been writing a lot of stories of how my mother has been handling the Cvoid-19 situation. For a mini recap, she has told me not to go to Shenwan, a Chinese stage play, of risk of being infected, threatening to bar me from the house if I go to Chinatown, and questioning me if I'm sitting by Asians on the train. Now this is a success story, as my mother recently watched a news report that detailed the harassment, racism, and bullying the Asians were suffering during this whole situation. My mother was disgusted by what she saw. She nearly cried that Asians in America were buying guns because they feared for their life due to threats they were getting. She wanted to throw her phone when she saw a black person try to disinfect a young Asian man minding his business. My mother even felt bad that a lot of Chinese-owned businesses were losing money because of this whole thing. I said after the report was over, I thought you were giving me the reality. Mom, this is the reality. You saw it. This is the reality of many Asian Americans in this country. I was trying to keep you safe. I didn't know it was this bad. I'm sorry. We hugged after that and said sorry to me because I was right. She plans to have dinner with me and brother in Chinatown her next paycheck to help out. I should mention she compared what she saw to me to being black many years ago in America. We're black, by the way. I'm just happy my mother woke up and finally saw the truth for Ocni and not what she thought was the reality. I feel a lot of the dumb things you're seeing with Cvoid-19 is people creating their own theories and fears in their head. It's not the media telling them, but something in their mind to assume it. Well, I for one think it's great when people can learn tolerance and empathy for any type of people being unfairly targeted and singled out in the middle of an already intense situation. Thank you for sharing your story. Moving on. Our next story is titled, You Should Be Watching Netflix Appropriate for My Kid. Can I watch? No. Please? No, go away. He runs off, and a few minutes later I see him and who I assume to be his mother approaching me. She gets over to me and goes, Why are you not letting my angel watch TV? I don't want them to watch over my shoulder. Well, EK gets very bored waiting. That's not my problem. Let him watch! It's not appropriate for him. For those of you who haven't watched Castlevania, it's very gory. Well, you should be watching things everyone can watch. She walks off, and a few minutes later, the platform guard and her return. According to her, I've been watching some very sketchy stuff. Luckily though, it turned out that the guard watched the show as well, and after showing him, he let me off. EM storms off complaint about how there is no decency left in the world, and I go back to my Netflix. I'm not sure what to say about this one, other than I feel a little sorry if your parents are as rude as EK's. Our next story is called, Entitled Parent Won't Send Her Disabled Child to His Day Program on Activity Days because the providers get paid for having fun. I work as a caregiver at a day program for developmentally disabled adults. Our center is open from 9 to 5, and we have our fair share of entitled parents, some of them being regulars. One of these regulars is particularly difficult to deal with. She will often park her car in the company van spots when dropping off her son, which in itself is entirely preventable because her son is supposed to be picked up en route in the morning, and most of the time they have to leave him because he's not ready on time. Mind you, her child is blind and wheelchair bound, so he can't get himself ready. She gets mad when a female staff member drives the van that picks him up or drops him off because she doesn't think the female workers are strong enough to lift him, although they've never had a problem getting him in or out. My supervisor is usually the one that has to deal with all the parents, so I'm actually borrowing this story from them. I don't remember the exact words of their conversation, so I will have to paraphrase how exactly this all went down. EM will stand for the entitled mother, and S will stand for my amazing supervisor who had the unfortunate experience. We will call the son Tommy. Phone rings. Sees that it's EM, so picks it up. Hi EM, this is S. How can I help you? I have the calendar you sent with Tommy. Oh, good. Yes, it says here you're planning on taking Tommy to the theater? The theater is a paid outing, so we will need the money from you as well as a permission slip. Did you get the other pages with the packet we sent out? There should be a paper with the costs and everything you can opt in for and a permission slip. Yes, I got all that. I have it here in my hand. I want to know how you are planning on paying for all this. Well, we get the money from the parents and they each pay for their children individually. The cost of the outing is the cost of Tommy's ticket only. You won't be paying for any of the other members to go. I'm not paying for his provider to go. Taken aback for a second. You won't be paying for the provider, ma'am. Just for Tommy, and that's all. The providers are paying for themselves, right? No, the company pays for the providers to go. Why can't the company pay for my child to go then? Why do I have to pay for him? Because that's how this business works. We can't afford to send all of the members for free. I should add here that Tommy works one-on-one with staff members because of his needs, but other members have different ratios. We have situations where one staff is working with up to 4 members at a time. Then the providers should be paying for themselves. They should not be getting paid to watch a movie. Most of our providers can't pay for themselves. If we required that from them, most wouldn't be able to afford it and we wouldn't be able to go to the theater at all. The providers aren't there to watch the movie. They're there to take care of the members, restroom them, make sure they're safe, and help them have a good time. Well, I'm not going to allow that to happen. Ma'am, the other parents are happy to give their children the chance to go out into the community and participate in fun group activities. You can choose to pay for Tommy to see the movie, or he can stay back at the center while everyone else goes if you don't want to pay. I'm not going to pay for your staff to go watch movies. Tommy will be staying home on days when everyone else goes to the theater. Click. We also have a potluck at our workplace every other month, and EM won't let Tommy come on that day either. The staff members each bring in some food for the potluck, and everyone at the center gets to have some. The members are not required to bring anything. EM won't let Tommy go because she sees it as anyone who isn't pitching in is getting free food, and she can't let that happen. Edit. I feel like I should add that since Tommy is a 1-1, if he doesn't come to the center and my supervisor can't find a way to shuffle people around in order to give them back, she has to call off one of the providers and they miss work that day. EM knows full well that this is the case. I have to shake my head at this one. I understand that having a child with a disability is a challenge, but if you're trusting people to look after your kid and provide them with experiences, it doesn't make much sense to lash out at them for planning group activities. Our final story is titled, Entitled Narcissistic Father Racially and Religiously Dehumanizes Fiancé. I'm completely broken. 26. Female. Explosive fight at home. Entitled narcissistic father, who is anything but, got maniacally upset I didn't say hi to him after he came home shopping. I feel stupid even writing out this whole thing that no one will probably even read. Don't blame you. He slandered the color and religion of my partner who is darker than me, said I'm a W, said why couldn't I have found a doctor or someone with status. Blame me for their broken marriage in front of enabling wimp of a mother that I hope dies a horrible death. They freaking deserve each other. They are each other's karma, and together they will rot. My enabling wimp mother just looks at me and says, just forgive him. He didn't mean those things. We all get angry, said with a shrug. We all say terrible things. You and your father must hug each other now and say sorry. Yeah, right. After he called me a wimp and deraged every aspect of my relationship and said he was going to get someone to kill my fiancé and hurt his family, I'm done with her. I used to have hope that she's my mother, but she chose him over me too many times. She chose an abusive man over her daughter. She always just throws her hands up in the air and says she doesn't want stress in the house or fights. I'm out of a job. They think I work from home, but they don't know I've been out of a job for the last 7 months now. I hate them both. I hope they both rot in hell. Fiancé and I are looking to move cities. I don't know what to do. Emotionally, I told that enabling wimp not to tell me hi or greet me, both of them, cause now I have anxiety about them saying hi to me, or if I don't hear them if I have headphones on or something. She expects me to talk to him. After which he adds he's taking me off his medical aid because I didn't say thanks and acknowledge him for buying marshmallows. That's right, fricking marshmallows. That's my fricking life. F this whole post is so frickin' pointless. Everything feels so fricking futile. My fiance is applying right this second to neighboring cities. Please keep your fingers crossed that we get a small opportunity to escape this narc hell. Those of you that had your partner degraded and dehumanized, how do you deal with this? This has happened before, but somehow this time I'm an emotional wreck. My fiancé has had enough of my evil family, as I have too. Someone please tell me what to do, emotionally and physically, as I bide my time here, waiting and praying for a small foot in the door for us to literally frick off to another city. Please, whatever forces of power that exists out there, make it stop. Whew. That is an emotionally charged story, and one that I'm quite sure those of us with hearts can relate to. I personally don't understand how some parents seemingly do all they can to step on their children and try to squash out their happiness. As a father, I would always choose to support my kids. Family and love, after all, is what you have at the end of the day. Anyways, that's all the time we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you once again for tuning into Life Stories. My name is Jesse, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Reddit content coming your way. We got more exciting things in the works for you guys, so stick around, and we hope to see you soon.